What up? What up?
Yo, I'm already nervous. I'm trying not to touch the mic because I don't want to break this thing. It was already tempted. I almost failed 2 seconds in.
I'm pretty sure you broke that in episode 100.
It was a celebratory smash. Shit.
Yo, welcome back, everybody, to the Carbon Footprint Podcast, episode 111.
Woo.
111, baby. He is Juan, and I'm Sean, and every week we get together, have a few drinks, talk about things going on in the world, try to focus on things making an impact, whether they be good, bad, or otherwise. And you know where we at. We still in the summer over here.
Damn right.
In the Western Hemisphere. Hit him with a drink of the day.
Summer every day. Yo, we got something delicious today.
By mistake.
By accident, like all great inventions. we calling this bad boy the BBG. The BBG. So we got a little it's Hendrix, Chambord, and basil, some lemon, and some simple syrup. So we're gonna break it down for you. We muddled 8 to 10 basil leaves.
Yep.
Then you're gonna add in the ice. And then half an ounce of simple syrup.
Yep.
We did
actually 3/4 ounce simple syrup.
3/4 ounce simple syrup. Then we did the lemon juice, so half a lemon squeezed in.
Yep.
We did a shot of Chambord. I think we upped it, right? Or an ounce of Chambord. Sorry.
Yeah.
Because we upped it. So an ounce of Chambord and then 2.5 ounces of the Hendrix.
That's it.
So one more time, you muddle 8 to 10 pieces of basil, throw in some ice. Throw in 3/4 ounce of simple syrup. Throw in half an ounce of Chambord, or 1 ounce of Chambord, 2.5 ounces of Hendrix, half a lemon squeezed in. Shake it up. Pour it in a glass full of ice. Top off with club soda, and then of course you got to do the clap basil leaf. And then we'll break it down on our IG. So if you're not following us on IG, whatever, make sure you guys follow us on there. And then we'll break down the step by steps. And again, this is delicious.
Yeah, and I would say this one for like the ladies and the fellas, man. I mean, this one that's another poolside drink right there, man. And I came with the idea of one drink, and for some reason when I was taking down the ingredients of what to buy, I had some extra shit in there. But thank God for the extra shit.
Throwing stuff together, bro. Sean's is just picking stuff off the shelf and it worked. Stuff is real good, man.
And why do we call that with a BBG?
BBG was a black
basil
Chambord is
gin.
Basically black raspberry, so we did black basil gin.
That's it.
So the BBG.
All right, man. Hit him with your carbon footprint, bro.
Listen, my carbon footprint hits close to home for me, man. It's coming from the heart this week. All right, it is it's going out to this group of researchers that discovered something called or how TGF beta protein controls the process by which your hair follicles and including your stem cells divide and form new cells or orchestrate all these processes basically to create new cells and all that, which essentially in layman's terms means it could be the end of baldness and you can speed up healing. So by the discovery, they basically, this single chemical is the key to controlling when a hair follicle divides and when they die. So this discovery could lead to them being able to essentially treat it and plant stem cells in these specific spots and then get you new, basically good, healthy cells, which then in turn will give you good, healthy follicles, which then basically just means you can just keep growing your hair.
Can they use anyone's stem cells when they do that, or does it have to be yours?
I'm not sure. I would
imagine it could be anyone's.
No, I think it's
right?
anyone's, yeah, because stem cells are the only cells that can divide, right? All the other cells have they're programmed. They have a specific purpose, but not that they can divide. Sorry, stem cells are the only cells that can turn into any type of cell. So I think the reason the stem cell thing is big is because usually your cell is like if you think of a computer, every cell has been programmed for a specific purpose. So you can't make a cell that was meant to be in your heart muscles go to your lung, whatever.
Gotcha, okay.
So stem cells are the only cells in your body that can sort of be reprogrammed to serve a different purpose.
Oh, that's dope.
And so that's why obviously there's a lot of promise behind it with all these whether it's leukemia and HIV and injuries to grow tissue and all this stuff. So now, man, they're basically figured out how to use this to treat. It's mainly to heal wounds and stuff faster, but in turn also you can basically get rid of baldness, like guys who lose their hair. It's crazy. Listen, as a man who is losing his hair and his balding and is not happy about it, and I'm not above getting plugs, this is a godsend, bro. This is the Lord. These guys are doing the Lord's work.
I can't wait to see you with some plugs.
I'm gonna be luscious, bro. Let me get the guy's name, the group of the scientists here, man. I lost the name.
But while you look for that, man, I had when I worked at Disney, there was this maintenance guy that used to have a comb over. and it was serious comb over, bro.
I
Like this, like the whole left side would come, like he grew it long, and the only way that you knew was, remember in the tunnels they had the fly fans, like when
Yeah.
you first enter it. So he would be driving those little like Pargos, those little like go-kart type shits, and when he would go under the fly fan, his hair would be like fucking waving in the wind like a flag. It'd be like that.
and you would see the whole bald spot.
Dude, it would end up over here. So the whole shit was bald.
Yeah, I can't even laugh that hard at him, bro, because I feel his pain. I feel his pain, bro. I feel like my hair is like 62% of my handsome. If I lose my hair, like if you lose your hair, like you got to get abs. Like you can't be bald
With a gut.
with a gut. Yeah, I can't have a dad bod. You know how much charisma I gotta have then to offset the gut and being bald, bro. It doesn't work.
Nah, man, just make more money.
These are facts. Damn it, yo! I lost the name of the research group, man. I know it's Wang. It's something Wang. What's his first name?
Was it somebody like was it like a university?
Yeah,
or?
it's a study. It's a researcher discovered. Blah, blah, blah. What's the name of the researchers? Why wouldn't you be okay? Co-author Quickshin Wang. It's UC Riverside mathematical biologist, and the study co-author was a man named Quickshin. I'm gonna butcher that. Quixuan. And knowing Chinese people, that's probably like Quentin. So you don't pronounce none of those letters. I'm gonna go with Keyshawn Wang. Quixuan. Keyshawn Wang. It's got to be that. Anyway, so yeah, man, these guys are doing a study. They're getting closer to understanding the stem cell behavior, so that they can control it and basically promote wound healing and the hair follicles and all that stuff.
That's dope.
Yeah, man, I saw this shit and I was just like, "Woo, I don't gotta be bald. Let's go."
So are we like? And I just don't recall. Are we allowed? I'm assuming like the whole stem cell research is back on. Remember, for a long time it was off.
Yeah, then somebody took it off. Like
do
Bush
that?
or somebody
I
took
think
it away.
Bush
I think Obama put it back.
Oh, I thought Bush put
Bush
it back.
put it back. You might be right. Bush might have put it back.
I thought he did. I could be.
You might be right. Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, I remember for a while it was like illegal to do any. And I know you can't get stem cell treatment here for certain things. Like you can't. Like I know a lot of people that leave to like Panama to get like
okay.
like knee like stem cells injected into their knees or like rotator cuffs and stuff.
Yep.
Like athletes still. I think Kobe, when he did his Achilles thing, and A-Rod for the hip, I think they went to like Germany to get that whole procedure done because it wasn't legal here.
Oh wow.
At the time, I honestly don't know now what the control measures are behind it. Like, I'd be
No,
curious
but that's
to see.
dope. And so was the university here?
Yeah, UC Riverside. Yeah. So I think that's
Okay.
California. So I do think it's legal here to an extent because I had that other story where they were using it to cure things like leukemia, obviously, with stem cells, and then like HIV and stuff. Is again, they give you new cells, healthy cells, and program them to do what the dead cells or what your bad cells were originally doing.
Yep.
So it must be legal here in some capacity. You can also, when you have a baby now, you can also choose to store their umbilical cord.
Yes,
in these research labs, which has a stem cell. So
Right.
yeah, it must be legal here to a capacity. Maybe there's limitations on what you can use it for.
Right.
Yeah, I'd be curious to
Yeah,
know that.
you know, we're really good about outlawing shit.
Hell yeah, but shout out to these guys, man. I don't because of them, I don't have to do sit-ups or eat what. And I can make moderately more money.
You don't gotta grind too
I don't
hard.
gotta grind too hard. just be funny and have hair.
That's
I'm
awesome,
good.
man. That's awesome. All right, man. My compliment is going out to the app Duolingo.
Okay.
And the reason why I gave it to them this week was that there was a recent study done. And they said if you do 7 units on Duolingo, it's comparable to 5 university semesters
What?
of the language, bro.
And so what's 7 units in Duolingo?
I've used Duolingo
trying to
a
think.
little bit. But dude, it can't be that much.
It can't be, no. And I've used Duolingo. I just can't remember what a unit was.
I do remember you sort of like do, you know, and I assume, again, I haven't used it in years, but I assume, I remember going through it and getting past like the first phase, or maybe they call it units. It didn't take me that long. So it was pretty simple to get past the first one. So, but to go through 7,
That's crazy.
and it kind of brought me to, so like my 2 sons, my 2 oldest are in high school. and they're about to take a language, and I remember taking Spanish in high school. Now, like, I knew a little bit from my family growing up, but I'm definitely not fluent. And so I remember it being in school, it was a little bit easier for me because I was familiar. But I definitely didn't learn to be, I'm not a conversationalist, because I've taken those classes.
You can use words and get by and ask maybe for directions or do stuff like that.
Right. Or if somebody speaks to me, I can put together enough of the words to go, okay, I understand what you're trying to convey. But definitely can't carry on a conversation. And I'm talking to my kids, and they're actually both going for Spanish because they don't know it either. And I was telling them, like, yo, like, if you go to school for the Spanish, or you take this class, at least you have your mom and your grandparents that you can kind of like practice with. But you got to practice. Right?
Yeah, you lose it if you don't. Right?
Yeah, and it's literally just a year, right? And this thing is saying 5 university semesters. Bro, that's
2.5 years.
2.5 years.
Wow.
Of a language, and to go and Duolingo. Last time I checked, it was free. There is a paid version.
Okay.
I don't know.
I think you're right. Yeah. Because I remember using Duolingo. It used to be my go-to. If I was going to a country and I didn't speak the language, I would literally on the plane go Duolingo, and it was literally just to learn the basics, like where's this, where's that,
right?
Learning exchange like pleasantries, hello, goodbye, whatever, that kind of stuff. Like, and it worked, man.
Yeah.
I did retain a lot of the stuff, and if I think about it, a lot of the stuff I learned from Duolingo, like, it's stuck. A lot of it is stuck.
Oh, that's cool, man.
I can't have a conversation, but I mean the words and being able to ask for stuff. Yeah, it's definitely stuck.
Yeah, man. So it kind of got me thinking about, like the how these apps are being developed, and I think eventually they'll overtake the common education.
Oh yeah, dude, we talk about this all the time. Where we think apps and like or even these giant. I don't want to say social media, but these tech companies like a Google and a Facebook are going to overtake the traditional university system.
Yeah, dude. And you know what? I was one of my sons just took up guitar, literally like a month ago, maybe a little over a month, and we were looking at lessons, at a local guitar shop.
Okay.
And the prices weren't horrible, right? And we were going to sign him up. But he's the kind of kid that he gets into something like really hard, and then eventually, like, there's just like one day he just goes, okay, I had enough. So we didn't want to invest money into something that he was eventually going to drop, and the point at which he drops it varies. It's not like some things are like a month. Some things are 2 years.
You just don't know.
You don't know.
He's gonna lose it, dude. I have to. I gotta find it. I saved an article to send to you of that. It had to do. I remember you telling me about that.
Yeah.
And do you know Huberman? I can't think of his first name right now. But anyway, he does these things on Twitter all the time, educational things. But it was basically the best way to learn how to play an instrument and like ways to retain the info and how to practice. But it was a good sort of thread. I meant to send it to you. Now that you mentioned that, I'm like, I gotta find it and send it to you. But yeah, it was cool. So you could give to him.
But my point behind that was in the last month, maybe a month plus, it's been less than 2 months. He's got an acoustic guitar, and we recently found like an electric guitar that was on sale. And bro, he's learning not whole songs, but he's playing really good. And like the other day, I took him out. I told him, yo, like I sent him a song, and I go like, yo, play this. Bro, he came out 10 minutes later and played the intro.
Wow.
So it's like that. And this is all from an app, bro. We didn't sign him up for the classes. He found 2 apps that he was going to use, and I can't remember the name of them. But there was 2 apps that he sort of came down to the like at the end, and he chose one, and he's been using it matter of fact, we paid for like the month, and he used it. I think we just entered into the 2nd month. But the guy's in his room playing and learning the guitar on his own without a teacher. And I'm like, man, there's something to these fucking apps, bro.
Dude, they work, man. Have you taught yourself anything, either using YouTube or an app or something like that? Have you?
All the time, man. Yeah. Shit to fix cars, or you watch a video and they show you how to do stuff.
Dude, during COVID, you talk about instrument. I did piano, and I didn't stick to it, but for like, let's say like 3 days, I did these piano lessons. by the end of day one, I was very specific. I want to learn how to play a specific song, like a Beethoven song.
Right.
And by the end of day one, I could play the intro. By the end of day two, I could go and play the intro without looking, like at the stuff, like going like really slow. And then by the third day, I had it like down and I was just slow. But I was like, oh, you do this for like a week, a month, a thing. You start practicing it. I just gave up on it. But I remember thinking like, holy shit, that was quick. I can't believe how I learned that. And the weird part is that in learning how to play that one song, because of the way it taught me, it was like, oh no, you want your finger placement here, like things that I didn't know on a piano. Like here's where you want to have these. And, if you're playing it at a specific scale. But I knew nothing about, I mean, I have an understanding about musical instruments and notes because I've played others. Nothing about piano. And by day 3 I was like, oh yeah, ding ding, and I just didn't stick with it. But I just remember thinking like, this is wild. You just teach yourself on YouTube.
Yeah,
like,
dude, no, it is, man. And so shout out to Duolingo. And like I said, that study there, man, and what it equates to, and if you drop dollar values around that, even if Duolingo is $100 a year, which I don't think it is, it's well worth it.
But think about that value. I think we were talking before, it's like, how many of us would hesitate to spend $100 for a year? But we wouldn't think twice about spending in 2.5 years at your average university. That's probably going to cost you $10,000 or whatever in classes. Like, or even if it was half of that, if it was 5, it's insane. Like
even if it was 1,000, man. Like you said, you would drop it quick.
You would drop it quick. You wouldn't even think about it. But man, this is the future, man. I have been a big believer that big tech is going to take over education, and even, man, I would say crowdsourced learning, right? Like you're going directly to experts. I could almost say, like you could have, like, you go to school, you could have a teacher, but you're not always necessarily getting taught by a subject matter expert.
In the public school system, whether it's elementary, middle, or high school, you are not being taught by experts.
Yeah.
These folks are experts in teaching, but not necessarily experts in the subject.
Right. So, I think this becomes a thing where you start learning, like this crowdsourced learning, where you're just learning from the best of the best, or not even the best. You're just learning from people who all do it. And I think it's funny, man, because if you think about how many times do you have a conversation with someone in life who's just done something and you're just curious and you're like, yo, how'd you do that? And then they tell you about it and you go, education is very much should be similar. And so this gives you like unlimited access to people who've done it. I think the internet and apps and stuff have given us this, where you just go, let me talk to all the people who've done this before, because everyone's going to have a different path and a different way, but you figure the substance of it is all the same. And so,
what's funny, man, I heard this quote the other day and I was like, wow, man, that shit is true. Speaking of school, it's like, whenever you see these like high level, whether they be multimillionaires or let's just go billionaires, right? No one goes, oh man, like they went to Harvard or they went to Yale, or you know what I mean? Like it's so usually true. Right.
They dropped out of Harvard.
Yeah, right. Usually those people are the ones that went against the grain. They didn't go to the traditional schools and colleges, whether they be normal state universities or Ivy League. It's like that. Those are not, while those folks still may make a good living, those are not your billionaires, your Mark Cubans,
they're not your Bill Gates, they're not your
Bill
Mark
Gates,
Cuban, like you said.
Right.
I forget who the story was about and where I heard it, but there was this thing where one of these Ivy Leagues in California, let's say Stanford, I want to say it was Stanford, where there were students there, and one of the students had invented some one of these apps or whatever that's big now, and the professor was like, what are you still doing here? And he was just like, well, I was just getting education, yada yada. He's like, you can do that. What are you still doing here? And this is coming from a professor at Stanford. It's like, just go do that. That's your thing. That's what's gonna make you rich. It's gonna give you your living. It's gonna do stuff. Like, I can't teach you anything like if you do that.
Right.
Like, and it was
great advice.
I wish I could remember.
That sounds familiar,
what it was
bro.
about. Yeah. I want to say I heard it. I'm leaning towards Colin Cowherd. Always tells this story on his show or whatever. But it was about same thing again. It's like the once you know how to, or once you found that calling, once you know how to do something, then what are you doing wasting your time again? Like this traditional college, it's like, I can't teach you that. You already know the thing. Yep. So, yeah, man, it's going to be interesting to see, bro, like the thing. You know who's going to have to learn a language, bro?
Who that?
Yeah, Brittany Griner. She better learn how to say "niet" real quick.
How you say I'm innocent in Russian?
I think it's Vlad. Or vodka.
Dude, so she's, I think on Friday is like the verdict, right? Where they're gonna like they sentence her, I guess?
Her, yeah. Did you see what they just sentenced the one guy to, though?
No.
Bro, there's like a guy, he's like 111. I say that he's like maybe late 50s, early 60s.
Okay.
He got caught with medical marijuana in his bag entering into Russia.
So he was not a Russian?
He was not a American. Oh. Sentenced to 14 years in a hard labor camp at like 61. He's dead, bro. Like, he's going to die in Russia at a labor camp. Yeah, hard time. So Brittany gained 14 years minimum. Like,
bro, and you, so, I mean, and I've seen, you know, obviously because she is sort of a public figure, right? You see like the outcry from the athletes of trying to put pressure on the government to get her back over here.
Yeah.
And then, and, you know, I didn't know about that story about this guy.
Yeah, this
right?
just happened too, and it's and they're not the only people. I think there's someone who's in the trade mix too with Brittany who's only gotten attention. That dude's been in forever, but they're including him in sort of the little swap deal.
But he's on ours. We got him locked up, right?
No. There's another guy that we're asking for. Aside from the dude I just told you about, there's one more guy. I can't remember the story. What his name was, but. Similar circumstance, whatever he did wasn't that big, but he's been in jail there.
Yeah,
and we're basically like, yeah, we'll take him and Brittany, and we'll give you whatever the arms dealer guy.
I was gonna say we're giving an arms dealer.
We're giving you a terrorist for a basketball player. I think we're losing that trade, bro. Yeah. Throwing Russell Westbrook.
Let's just go. Brittany Griner's not gonna make America great again.
No, bro, we're throwing in like somebody with hard crime, like hard, like
bro,
like literally an international arms dealer who hates America, like wants to blow us the fuck up and all that, and we're like, yeah, that sounds even. I'm like, I'm sorry, Brittany, but
not for nothing, man. And I was thinking about this the other day, and I go, there's still people here, that are in jail for marijuana.
I'm like, if you go free Brittany,
if you're gonna go give up a fucking arms dealer for her,
then you better start releasing.
Motherfuckers over here, man.
I agree, bro. I'm serious. That same shit, dude. Like, it's like, how are we gonna go and be like, man, y'all shouldn't have put her in jail for that, but we would have done the same thing here not that long ago. And it's so hypocritical of us. And I know there's like a whole international politics part of this and all that, but
absolutely is.
The other part of me is like, you gotta be smart enough to not enter some company and do or some country. Sorry, and I don't know how I feel about it. Obviously, it's an extreme, right? But not that long ago, again, man, we weren't that far behind from that, dude. And obviously, our human rights conditions are slightly better than Russia, so we're told. So I don't know, man. Like, what do you think we should be trading people for her? I think we should, but not an arms dealer.
No, definitely not that. But
I think she should serve time here then.
But if you're Russia, I'm asking for the arms dealer.
Fuck yeah, bro. Yeah. If I'm Russia,
or
bro,
I just go like, okay, no,
you lifting my sanctions, dog.
Right.
If I'm Russia, I'm gonna be like, you want her back?
Yeah.
Right.
How about this? We'll give you all your people back. You lift all the sanctions and get out of Ukraine. And don't send them shit no more.
Yep. And you could keep the arms dealer.
Keep all of them and the arms dealer. I didn't like that motherfucker anyway. Says Putin.
Says Putin. It's the money ball of international politics in this bitch. We want 3 first rounders.
Dude.
This shit is weird, bro, because I think it's on principle that you want her back, right? Because you're like, oh yeah, we're not going to let you keep some American. And it's a high profile American.
Public, right?
Bro, because I promise you, if you Google Americans right now in jail in Russia over this same shit, there's a lot of them. Like, there's an obscene amount of them. And I think the guy, I'm going to look it up. There's a guy that is in the deal with Brittany Griner. Let me see. Deal. Russia. So and Russia, I think, rejected the proposal, right? Okay, I don't know. Paul Whelan, that's his name.
This is the 50-year-old?
Oh no, Whelan is the arms dealer. So the 50-year-old is just got sentenced this week. And we're going for a guy who been there.
So he's just some dude.
And then the guy
would you travel with that shit,
dude,
bro?
it's, oh my God, Brittany Griner. And a U.S. Marine. Paul Whelan. That's what it is.
Okay.
To free convicted arms dealer Victor Bout, and discussions have been at I guess a stop start since June. So, and this is what I want to look up. Paul Whelan, dude, former Marine.
Yep.
Served his country, and I'm gonna look at what he did.
Bring him back, goddamn it.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, this is only
you go. You know what? Not for nothing, man. Like, is he not more valuable? Maybe not. I'm just going. I mean, like, if you have,
he is. I'm gonna tell you right now, just by reading the first 2 sentences of this man's bio.
Go.
He's a Canadian with U.S., British, and Irish citizenship. He was arrested in Russia on December 28, 2018 and accused of spying. He received a 16-year prison sentence, and he is described as a corporate security director. He received a bad conduct discharge from the U.S. Marine Corps. So there's all this shit about him, but I think he just lived there, and they're just like charging him with espionage. They couldn't prove it. And so he's been in there for 4 years. Wow. And he's gotten thrown into this deal now with Brittany Griner because obviously we didn't think whatever it was. So, but we wouldn't know about this guy.
No, definitely
most of us wouldn't. Again, a guy who served his country, I don't know the details behind his discharge, but
then recently, right, LeBron came out on his show, what's it called, The Shop?
Yeah, The Shop.
And they were talking about, her being detained and how they haven't gotten her home yet. And he made a comment where he basically said, if I was her, I don't know that I would want to come back because, the country's not doing anything for me or not doing things to bring me back. Obviously, that was, his opinion at that point in time. But for me, man, I'm going, it sucks. Like, I feel for her, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But you gotta be smart, man. Especially with the way that it was with the war going on in Ukraine. Like, you better be damn sure if you're gonna spend a couple of days there to play some basketball. Listen, leave all your shit at home.
I'm just showing up, bro.
Right?
Just with my shorts. Yep. I'll buy whatever I need.
That's it, bro. Just come with. I'm not bringing I'm not bringing a bag. Don't bring anything. Just come. With the clothes on your back, maybe your uniform. Buy the shit that you need there, toiletries and what have you. Do your game, get the fuck out. And, I don't know, man. Like I said, I think that she doesn't deserve
No, absolutely,
to be in that. But she fucked up.
It's a little extreme, right? But it's like, and maybe this is too far going the other way, but it's like, you know how there's countries that like eat things that we keep as pets? And we're very judgmental of that. And it's always like, we can't. It's a different belief system. It's a different, like they don't play by our rules and we shouldn't expect them to. Like where we want the world to sort of play on the same like playing field. And it's not like some countries got to eat dogs, bro, or cats, or, don't want to eat cows. And, they think we're fucking horrible for eating. Like, I think that we get this like morality police kind of like we feel like we're the morality police of the world sometimes. I feel like in America, and it's just like
we're the fucking police of everything.
Yeah,
bro.
And then we're like, oh yeah, we don't have to play by your rules. It's like, nah, bro, you stepped into here and you agreed to the terms and conditions of the shit. Like when you stepped into there,
you checked the box.
Yeah, I don't agree with it, but like you were there. So I don't know. And the thing about LeBron's comment, man, is and obviously I'm a LeBron fan, but it just shows kind of how out of touch he is, because it's just like, okay, you don't come back, but where do you go? You like.
Yeah, and I don't think that he was saying it as such as like, I'm not really gonna come back. I think it was more of a feeling of like, yo, if I don't feel like the country that I live in. And she played on an Olympic team too, right? So it's the country that you live in, the country that you represented in in the Olympics is not like, doesn't really care about you, right? If you have that feeling, then I could see that. But I think that what he didn't address was, yo, she broke the law. She broke the law there.
Yeah, and the thing too is like, she's not unique. There's a lot of people, they just don't have her name.
Right.
And I think she's finding out. She's not as famous as she thinks she is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because if this was LeBron James, we would have been got him out of there. Like, if this was LeBron, if this is like, they would have been freed, no problem. But it's I don't want to say Brittany Griner doesn't matter. But in the grand scheme of things, as far as high-profile Americans go, she's more high-profile than Paul Whelan, evidently.
Yeah.
But she's also already been there for 6 months, so she's not high profile enough.
Has it been 6 months?
Yeah, bro, she's been there since like February.
Wow.
So I think if we really wanted somebody out of Russia, we probably would have gotten somebody out of Russia.
Yeah.
So I don't know. And
it doesn't help either that she's like a woman, she's black, and she's gay.
Yeah. It's like all the things Russia hates.
Yeah, right.
They're like, you committed all the crimes, bro.
Without the marijuana.
Without the when she get there on Friday, they're not gonna talk about weed at all.
They're like, we're gonna drop that charge.
Yeah. We're bringing up 3 other ones. You gotta serve hard time for eating pussy and having one
at the same time. Oh, yo, man, you see the Deshaun Watson? Since we on sports, man.
Yeah, man.
So what he got 6 games suspension, right?
And I love how they had to throw in a clause that said he was only allowed to use the Cleveland Browns massage team.
Oh no, I didn't see that. That's awesome.
It's so good.
Did you see how I heard this the other day through a friend of mine, said that they structured his contract when they signed him, that the first year is for like $1 million.
Oh, really? Okay. Oh, just in case
or right, just sort of planning that he's going to get suspended
for a year,
possibly for the year.
And he got 6 games, which is about a third of the season now because it's 17 games, right?
Oh, that's right.
So yeah.
But the NFL appealed the decision.
Oh, the NFL did. So who handed down the punishment? I thought it was the NFL.
Well, I think it's their lawyers or whatever. Their lawyers, their judges or whatever. But I
thought Goodell was still judge, jury, executioner.
I think he still is, but he's the one that's going like, nah, it's not enough. And I'm sure he's doing it for, obviously for PR.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, listen, the NFL, bro, I maintain, just don't smoke weed. You want to beat your girl? You want to commit some horrible crimes? You want to commit murder? That's fine. You're going to be able to play this season. Yep. Don't smoke weed for whatever fucking reason, and don't do steroids.
Who was it? Josh Gordon? Right?
Yeah, bro. Josh Gordon. I mean, he's a habitual offender. But who was it that just don't bet on games? It was like Calvin Ridley. Who was it that just bet?
I missed that.
We talked about it on here. I can't remember the guy from the Falcons who bet on the games on like FanDuel or DraftKings or one of these things.
Oh, yes.
And he got like didn't he get a season?
I don't know.
And he got less. I know he got more time than Deshaun Watson did for like 20-something alleged sexual misconduct. And I know he didn't get charged with anything technically.
Right.
And that's the argument for this and all that.
Are they all settled, or is there one person holding out?
All of them, which means I did some fucked up shit.
Yep.
We just not gonna talk about it, and you willing to take a check to go shut the fuck up. So like,
yep.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's that hush money.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the NFL's never been a good what should I say? I think supporter of women. I would argue as far as like when they hand down punishments.
I think Ray Rice was probably the one that got it the worst.
No, but remember, he didn't get it that initially. It was the backlash. That dude punted his wife in an elevator, and they gave him like 6 games initially too. And then there was an outrage.
Yeah?
Dude, the initial Ray Rice, I'm gonna look it up because I don't want to be wrong about this, but the initial Ray Rice punishment was really, really weak.
Because I was gonna say he never played again, right?
And then, no one was gonna take that risk, but I don't know, man. I felt like people would have.
I feel like Baltimore's the right place for that.
You know what it was? Is he was just the one. Like Ray Rice was the one that took it because the dude in Cleveland who was with the Chiefs, he beat the shit out of that chick. He kicked her, bro. He kicked the field goal. What's his name? And a hallway.
Not Priest Holmes.
No.
It was a running back though.
It was a running back, and then he got let go the year they won a Super Bowl, and he got put on Cleveland. They re-signed him like a year later. So he
God damn it.
And he beat the shit out of that girl on video, and it was they were just like, yeah, that's cool, man. Like Ray Rice was the one who paid for it the worst. Let me see, Ray Rice original suspension. I'm pretty sure.
Was it Kareem Hunt?
Dude, 2 games.
Was it Kareem Hunt?
Kareem Hunt. That's who it was.
Right?
It was Kareem Hunt. Ray Rice had been suspended for the first 2 games of the season.
Oh, wow.
And then the argument was like, well, his wife didn't press charges.
Right.
His wife was sticking by him. Yada, yada, yada. And then they suspended him for the season because it was all this backlash or whatever it was. And so then they went back and said, yeah, maybe 2 games was a little weak. This dude is on video beating the shit out of his girl at the time. I think she wasn't even his wife yet.
Do you think that video was worse or the Kareem Hunt one was worse?
Yo, the Kareem Hunt one was kind of wild.
Worse.
Yo, because he kicks her. Like, she's down. Like, Ray... Well, damn, that's tough, man. Because Ray Rice is teeing off. Like...
Well, he just... No. Doesn't he, like, knock her out and he drags her out of the elevator?
That's right. He just drops her and then he drags her. Kareem Hunt literally kicks this broad.
Yeah.
Like, it was pretty wild. But Ray Rice was like, he had to pay that price. And the rest of them have gotten off light ever since, bro. Dude, was it Greg Hardy who like pulled the AK on his girl, went all wild, beat her? That he still got chances.
And the Cowboys signed him.
Yep, and the Cowboys signed him, and then the UFC did too. I'm telling you, bro, you can do everything but smoke weed. This is why I understand why women be feeling like a little like left behind or like we don't give a fuck about him, because this is what we do. We're like, yeah, but he didn't smoke weed. They're like, yeah, but he beat me. Was he smoking a joint while he did it? Because then you might have a case here. But if there was no joint, I can't help you.
And this goes to show you, man, if these multi-billion-dollar teams, companies, if you are worth something to them because you can help win games, they are willing to overlook a lot of shit.
Just about anything, bro.
Yeah.
And so are we as fans, bro.
Yeah,
Just say that, dude.
Because after a while, I'm telling you right now, as a Cleveland Brown, I'm not a Cleveland Brown fan, but the Cleveland Brown fans, if this dude comes in and starts winning,
bro,
they be like, what?
Dude, the minute he throws a touchdown pass, we're gonna be like, give him a massage therapist for every touchdown he throws. Gonna be wild.
Give him 2.
Give him. Yo, how long before there's a massage a parlor in Cleveland named after him? Call it the happy ending. The end zone.
It'll be the fucking. It'll be like the fucking place to go when you go to fucking Cleveland.
Every time Cleveland, bro, and every time they win, like happy endings are half off. Yeah, we gotta make a massage parlor called the End Zone. I like this. This is a good idea here, bro. This is so wild.
Because you got those millions, man.
Oh man,
you seen the Mega Millions shit this week?
Yo, that shit is. I didn't realize this was only the second largest one. I thought it had to be number 1 by a long shot.
I did too. Was it 1.34?
Yeah, man.
Billion
dollars, dude.
So did you play?
Jeez. I didn't
play either.
Yeah, I was tempted to. I did say like, I should probably just go buy a couple of tickets.
Yeah, because you got to be in it to win it, right?
Yeah, I was gonna like secretly buy them. And then if I won,
disappear.
You were gonna show up for the pod. There was gonna be nobody here. There'll be a little check with your name on it, like, oh, here you go. Nah, I didn't play, man. I never do.
I don't either.
I mean, I shouldn't say never. I have. It's just not one of those things where I'm like, oh, gotta go get my lottery ticket. Yep. Yeah, like I'm just.
And then when it's like that, usually the lines to get that shit, like I'm not standing in line.
Yeah,
for
me
that,
neither.
bro.
I don't care that much because the odds are so retarded that I'm just like,
I'm glad you brought that up. Because I actually have some stuff here on the odds. So the odds to win that Mega Millions, 1 in 303 million.
Wow. Okay. That's 1 in every American.
Essentially. What do we have? Like 330?
Yeah.
So that's the odds to win that. Let me hit you up with some other odds that are much better for you. Odds to get killed in a car accident. That's 1 in 101.
Yeah, that's not a lot. Yeah, fuck.
Dude, 1%. You have a 1% chance of, and I said, not getting into a car accident.
Dying
in a car accident, you have a 1% chance.
I always use that one with people who tell me they're afraid to fly. And I'm like, you drive every day.
Ooh, I should have looked up that one.
Yeah, no, the flying one it's way higher. It's way higher. Like,
it's way lower.
Yeah, I guess it depends on how we're talking about it. Yeah. It's less likely, way less likely. There you go.
The odds of getting struck by lightning, 1 in 1 million. So I remind everybody that it is 1 in 303 million odds to win the Mega Millions. So to get hit by a car is only 1 in 100. To get struck by lightning is 1 in a million. To become a professional athlete is 1 in 750.
Wow. So you have a better chance
of becoming a professional athlete, which is hard because typically professional athletes are like the top 1% of the top 1%.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeesh.
And so I was like, man, this is like, and it's part of the reason why I don't go play.
Yeah, me too. Like, I always felt like it was a tax on poor people. Like, it's just one of those things where it's just like, I don't know anybody successful that plays the lottery. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like, yeah, I don't know, man. That you ever meet people that winning the lottery is their retirement plan? Like, they think it's inevitable.
Yeah, it'd be like, when I win the lottery.
Yeah. I talk to people like that. Like, yeah, I'm gonna buy your house. I'm gonna buy you a house. I'll pay off yours, and then this and that. Like, I know people that talk like that. Like, they're like, I play it enough that eventually it's gonna happen, right? And I'm like, I have family like that, and I'm always just like, that's your retirement plan, bro? Like, okay.
So what would you do?
With 1.3 billion, bro? So you figure
you're
clearing what, 600 mil after taxes and yada yada and fees, and that's tough, man, because I would break off family. Obviously, you'd hook people up, but that's a lot of money and a lot of stress that comes with having that kind of money. So you kind of got to disappear, bro.
So what do you do? But like, so you say you break them off. Do you give everybody?
Hell no, not everybody. What? I'm giving, I think you take care of those closest. So you like if I don't talk to you on a regular basis, I'm not doing shit for you.
Right.
But if you like, if I seen you at Christmas in the last 2 or 3 years, I might hook you up.
Right.
But it like those ancillary like family members that you see once every 5, nah.
All of them gonna be calling you.
Yep. But you figure like something like that, like you take care of your parents, you take care of like siblings, you take care of like stuff like that. And then
what do you do? Do you give them a lump sum? Or do you do something? You know what I mean? Like some people will go like,
it depends, right? Like because tax purposes, you want to play that card, right?
$600 million, right?
Yeah. So I think I would fill up a pool with ones and then invite them over to come play in it,
and then haul ass.
And then haul. Yeah, I don't know, man, because like obviously I think there's people like that I have off the top of my head that you would absolutely take care of, right? Again, like mom, like brothers and sisters. And then after that, man, and like closest relatives like me, like I have uncles and stuff like that, like friends, what, and actually I don't even have friends. I might break you off with a couple, but then after that, you go, I would have to disappear, literally, like be off the radar because everybody's going to be hitting you up for money.
Right.
Like, and
see, I think I would, man. I think I would do, and I thought about this, man. As a matter of fact, we had like a team meeting at work last Friday, and somebody posed that question. And I gave some like frivolous answer, right? But afterwards I thought about it, and I go, because you'd have so much money, you would have people chasing you constantly, and family's the worst.
Family's the worst, bro. Yep.
I think I would take, obviously, like I think kind of like what you said with getting that sort of your inner circle.
Yeah.
Even maybe some of your outer circle.
Yeah.
But you take that, and then you take maybe a few million and go, I'm going to put this into an investment account that's going to get, between 8 to 10% a year, roughly. That's your salary for life. That way, let's say if it's 5 million, then you're getting anywhere between what, $3 to $500,000 a year.
Yeah.
Right? As a salary, which I don't know nobody in my family that makes that. Maybe there are, and I'm just not aware. But right, you go like, I've just set you up for life. Yeah. Don't ever do not come back to the well. Like that's it. It's
because this is more than you've ever had. So you've survived this long with significantly less than that. Like this should help you out.
And I'm setting you up really for life, right? If you go to most of the people in your family and go, I'm gonna give you somewhere between a $300,000 to $500,000 a year salary forever, they would be like, sign me up.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, hell yeah.
I think that's what I would do.
Most people would, for not doing anything.
But you'd still have a shit ton of money left.
Yeah, I think, like, as you were saying that, I've had this, like, I don't even know what you call it, because it's not a dream, because it sounds a little, like, pretentious and maybe, like, egotistical, but, like, I should say a goal. I've had a goal that, like, I wanted my, not necessarily my name, but my family name on something that's meaningful, right? So when I think about this, I go, do I donate money to a cause that's really close to me, right? And I think about like do I donate money to like I don't know, some kind of place where they build a gym or an auditorium or whatever, and then it's named after like my family, like or like the Lorenzo blah blah blah.
Yep.
And then I go, and for me, what like the thing I get out of that is like, and maybe this is ego deep down somewhere, but it's like the idea that like my grandkids and my future generations would go like, yo, that was I think that's like my family name. Like I think in my mind, I've always wanted a pride in my name, and that's what it is. And it's almost sad, but it's like I gotta buy that pride in my name somehow. Yeah. And it's so I think I would figure out a way to do that. See, yeah, I don't know if it's egotistical.
Yeah, but no, you figure like that money is gonna help people. Mm-hmm. Right, so
yeah, you know how you think of like Vanderbilt's, and there's a name that comes with that. You think, and obviously it's not going to be to that extent, right? Because it's going to be like this new money thing. But I feel like I want to leave something behind that would be like, oh shit, that was my whatever, or that's my name.
Yep.
And then you have a pride that comes with holding that name. I felt like in my life I've wanted of like this. I want future generations of mine to have a pride in their last name. And something to sort of show for that to like, so I think I would figure out a way to do that. And I don't know if that's a hospital ward or whatever it is, but like something that's like, yo, it's named after whatever, and then you leave some kind of endowment to whatever that is. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that is dope.
And then after that, I'm disappearing off the face of fucking earth.
Not me, man.
Y'all not gonna find me.
I'm moving closer to a place where I can skydive.
Ooh.
Every morning,
bro. Dude, can you imagine just waking up and being like, I'm just gonna skydive today, and then go have breakfast after? Just go like, go do this.
If I make it down,
if I make it
I
down,
have breakfast.
I earned it. And then you just dude, with that kind of money, like the sad part of that is like you could blow that quicker than you think, but also
could you though, man?
600 mil, yeah.
Dude, that's a lot of money, bro.
It is, but there's a lot of stuff in the world, bro.
But what are you doing? You're going to have to go buy a few islands.
Yeah, I think...
You know what I mean, man? That's a lot of money, bro.
You shouldn't go broke with that kind of money ever. But I'm saying, like, you could... Going back to what we were saying before, like, you get hit up so many times and all that I wonder, like, you know how they say, like, lottery people go broke? I wonder if they go broke because they don't know how to say no, and the guilt behind it. Like, it's almost like they'll pay it forward, or you've been blessed, you got to bless others like that. I wonder the kind of pressure that comes with that, if it's like the kind of...
You got to give 10% tithes to the church.
Yeah, the Lord got to get it so this pastor can buy $1 million worth of jewelry.
And they get robbed.
And they get robbed. Did you see that same guy, though? He's got the stupid video with his closet, and he's got like all this clothes.
I did see that, actually.
Super opulent lifestyle. Dude, I heard this theory. I never thought about this. I never considered this, that he did this robbery was set up so that he could claim insurance money.
Oh,
I never considered that, and I'm like, ooh, that's a good point, bro.
Yeah, that's good.
But anyway, so
I saw a story where this dude, this guy was getting robbed. He gets home and he was getting robbed, and when he goes inside, the robbers were unarmed, but he wasn't. And it was like a couple, it was a man and a woman, and the woman was pregnant, and as she's running away, the dude leaves her because he's hauling ass. She's just slower.
He's like, fuck her.
And she's like, yo, don't shoot me, I'm pregnant. And he was like, yeah, fuck you. Boom, boom. Kills her, bro.
Oh, he kills her, bro?
Yeah, he killed her.
Oh, wait, is this the old white guy?
Yes. You see that shit?
Oh, I did see that shit. He ain't give a fuck.
No, he didn't.
Bro.
He was not sorry.
Bro, he was Clint Eastwood in Gran Torino. He ain't give a fuck. He was like... Yeah. His interview was like, yeah, she said, don't shoot me, I'm pregnant. I said, bang, bang. He didn't give a fuck, bro. That guy was wild.
Yeah,
damn,
dude, that's nuts.
And I saw people were in outrage about that whole shit. I'm like, yo, you can't have it both ways, bro. The whole, like, you gotta, stand your ground, defend your shit, blah, blah, blah. It's just like, yo, this is the kind of shit that happens, bro. Keep the same energy. Like, I feel bad, I'm sorry, but dude, my old stomping grounds, yo, this week, I don't know if you heard, man. Yo, remember the townhouse I had in a little neighborhood here called Lake Nona? I don't know.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody on the same street that I lived on, there was like this murder-suicide. It was like a dude.
Yeah.
Right now, the theory is like the dude went in, killed his wife, killed her, I think her 20-some-year-old kid or their 20-some-year-old kid, killed the two, like a 7 and a 11-year-old, and then killed himself. Yeah, wild out, bro. I'm like, yo, what has to happen for you to do that, bro? Like, what What screw comes loose that
Dude,
controls that shit?
What is that saying? It's just like it's like most men live in silent desperation,
bro. Yeah,
right?
man.
Dude, like you said, what has to occur for you to snap like that? Because typically, for any parent, right, like your kids are super important to you. But shit, man, if for somebody to go do that, you have to be going through some stuff.
Yeah, because you just off yourself, bro. Like,
whatever you would think.
What
right?
has to happen for you to lose your marbles like that,
yeah.
bro? Like,
well, he goes, nah, fuck that. I mean, we all
going. Fuck y'all. Y'all not living without me. Yo, you know what's funny too is I think they were like the names sounded like they were some kind of Latino or Spanish or whatever, but. I always say
that's that fucking machismo.
It is, man. It's like, fuck you. If I can't have you, can't nobody have you. And these motherfuckers can't have nobody too. No stepdads, no thing. Yo, you know that shit is what happened. Bro, but like in those neighborhoods, it's hilarious because like that's something very prevalent there. I remember when I lived there that there was a lot of murder suicides, like husband and wife, especially
in that neighborhood. Bro?
Yeah, well, not necessarily that area. Yeah,
area,
that area. Because of the like I remember during the crash of 0809 that happened a lot.
Yeah.
And it was one of these things where like, yo, privilege warps your perception of where you feel like you're entitled to something like money, or because now you have to struggle and get a regular job that you're like, I'd rather fucking die. And I'd rather take everybody around me with me. Like, It's not the first time I've heard of that happening within like a mile of that area. Like, so, yeah, I don't know what happens. I don't know, but you know, like this is what I call like blue collar. I still call it like a white collar crime.
Yep.
Because like, you know, it's not. Yeah, it's murder, but it's a different type of murder. It's like a selfish murder where you're just like, yo, I'm gonna kill myself, but I also don't want these, you know, whatever it is.
Yeah, it's not like a robbery or you're killing them sort of for.
Yeah, it ain't gang related. It ain't like in the streets argument thing. It ain't like you, dude. Do you plan that? Does it happen in the heat of the moment? Yo, this is the other part of this, man. And not to get too far, this gets dark, but like, if I'm home and I hear somebody in the room next door get shot. What has to happen for me to get killed too? Like how close are you? Like, are you lining these people up like for a family meeting and then teeing off?
No, man. But
the 7-year-old they're gonna go hide in their room and you can go get them. But the 20-some-year-old and the 40-year-old, like,
oh yeah, that's true.
Yeah, like if I hear a gunshot upstairs or down the hall or whatever, I'm gonna be like, oof.
But you know what, man? Like I would say if you know, it's one of those things that you never expect. So I think if it's in your home and like you know your father's home, you know your mom's home, you hear a gunshot down the hall, you're going to investigate. I think most people go to investigate. I don't think my kids would go run out the house, bro.
Bro, that's white. You think if you hear I'm gonna repeat what you just said. You hear a gunshot in your home. Obviously, I think for you and I it's different as fathers, right? As like the head of households,
right?
Like I think you and I are gonna go, what the fuck's going on here?
No, so let's think as a teenager.
As a teenager, you hear a gunshot, you're gonna go, I wonder what that was. Let me walk down there.
If I'm living with my mom and my dad, and whatever, you know, like parents argue sometimes or whatever, but it's never gotten violent. And I hear a gunshot in the room, I'm probably gonna go look, bro, because I want to see, especially if it's you know, like me thinking about how I feel about my mother. I want to go see, and then it's my dad in the room, and he turns around and puts the gun on me.
Yeah,
like I could see that, bro. Now, and again, like you said, if you're the 10-year-old or the 7-year-old or whatever, you're probably just hiding.
And that take a lot. Wow. Yeah. And anyway, shit.
Yeah, that's crazy, man. It's fucking nuts. Talk to me about this Spectrum.
Yo,
what happened with those fuckers?
Yo, speaking of disappearing on your family. So we can link this sort of together. So Spectrum Cable was ordered to pay $7 billion to the victim of a murder family. So evidently the guy from Spectrum came in, murders this woman.
Hold on. So like a worker?
Yeah, a worker comes in,
murders.
I want to get the details of who he murdered.
So you call to run an extra line in your house.
Yep.
Some dude shows up. And like
murders
random dude, didn't know the person.
So a family of a Texas woman killed by an employee. The cable company has been ordered to pay over $7 billion in damages to the family of an 83-year-old Texas grandmother, Betty Thomas, who was brutally stabbed to death in her home by a Spectrum employee in 2019.
Wow.
I'm sorry for their loss, but at 83 years old, how are you worth $7 billion? Like, how do you do the math on that? Like, yo, she had a lot of life to live. That's a bill every 2 years.
At least 17 years.
Yeah, she had at least 17 years left, so we're going to give you...
She was getting her Betty White on.
Also, going back to what we were talking about before, who in your family you willing to sacrifice for $7 billion, and why is it everybody? $7 billion, bro.
As soon as you said, who am I willing to sacrifice, just a list of people just came up.
Everybody, bro. That's when I do this shit, I go, hey, they can all go.
That's nuts, dude.
Yeah, man. I'm sure. I mean, they're gonna
$7
appeal.
billion, bro.
Billion, bro, with a B. And I'm sure.
Is that company even worth that?
Fuck, dude. You're
right. Like,
dude, how do you award someone seven? I don't. This is insensitive as fuck, and I know that's weird coming from me, because But anyway, the thing is that when you have these, like, if you lose a limb, or I've heard people get like malpractice lawsuits because they lost a child in some weird way at birth or whatever, blah blah, and they get a few million or whatever because that's what they value the life at. How do you value? Yo, was this woman worth a lot of money? Like, how do you value somebody at $7 billion at 83 years old? You could argue you did me a favor. She lived with me.
Bro, there's not many people that you could, even in a young age, that you can value at $7 billion.
$7 billion?
Yo, so Spectrum is worth $117.65 billion.
So this is not even 5% of their total worth.
Still.
Fuck.
No. What you said? How much?
$7 billion.
Oh,
what did you say?
Yeah.
117.
117. Yeah.
So 10% would be 11. Yeah. So it is over 5. Okay. Still. Shit. That's crazy, bro.
Dude.
Yeah. $7 billion, bro.
Dude.
I started going down the line in my head of what family member I'd be okay losing for $7 billion.
You couldn't get to the end of the list.
Nope. I was like, we had a good time together. $7 billion.
You'd be like, Mom, you live your life.
You had a good run. I appreciate it. Don't you want to see me happy?
Think about what this money could do for me. You're so selfish.
Don't you want me to be better off than you were? And parents always say that, right? Oh, fuck, man. I was like, damn, $7 billion.
Dude.
Bro, for $7 billion, I'll let them kill me. So you got, you know what I'm saying? Like if my family came in and like, yo.
No, you wouldn't. Yo ass.
I'm like, fuck y'all.
Yeah.
You right.
You'd be like, wait a minute. For $7 billion, so if you kill me, then if Elon figured this shit out, can I be frozen so that you can revive me?
I hate that you know how petty I am.
I go to sleep for a few years.
Like, y'all can freeze me. Nah, shit, bro. I'm sorry.
Dude, speaking of all this money shit, man, you seen Tiger Woods turn down $700 to $800 million, bro.
Damn, dude.
To play in the LIV? Is it?
Yeah,
is that recording?
Like,
is it
like a
live
or LIV? Yeah, I don't know what the actual name is. I just been calling it the Live Tour, but I don't know if that's the actual thing.
So those guys are just trying to sort of create. Well, they've done it. They've created this league.
Yeah. Compete with the PGA.
And they're spending a shit ton of money and trying to get the top golfers to come over.
Yeah.
And I know Tiger Woods has been very vocal about, like, kind of downing the guys or criticizing the guys who have split from the PGA and gone over.
Yeah, I don't like that because Tiger Woods has made $1 billion in his career, right? And the rest of these guys, is there still
There's
stuff in there?
some in there.
Oh, I didn't know there was still some in there. I don't like this move because these guys are all making these moves financially because it's the move that best benefits them and their family, right? Like, so I think it's easy to criticize when you're Tiger Woods and you've made $1 billion in your career.
Let's see, what is his net worth?
His net worth has to be $1 billion, and he's going to make probably another $1 billion because Tiger Woods is going to be very much like a Michael Jordan, where even when he retires and he doesn't play anymore, there's going to be a golf line called Tiger Woods Forever in perpetuity. And I'm sure he's done okay with his money and investing and whatever. So 700 mil is a lot of money, but 700 mil isn't out of the reach of Tiger Woods getting it anyway. It just won't be from the PGA. He's going to get it because he's in the PGA or because he's a professional golfer.
So it says that he's worth $1 billion.
Yeah.
Which is funny, man, because so is LeBron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so I don't know, man. It's interesting, man, because that's a lot of money to turn down. I think it also speaks to Tiger's ego. Tiger cares more about these majors, so much so that he's willing to turn that money down, because I think he still, in his heart, believes that he has a shot at breaking Nicholson's record. I think that's what this boils down to. If you join this live tour, you don't get to play for those PGA majors anymore.
Right.
I think this has more to do with that, and Tiger going, what am I going to do with another 700 mil, bro? I got a bill. So, like, I can buy everything right now. Like, what does it matter?
Hey, you figure at that point, you're not chasing money anymore.
No, he's got generational money already. He doesn't have money. Like, if I had this 700 mil, I could buy X. Like, he was not living a life like that. And then his ego, and I feel like his self-worth is tied into how many of these majors he wins and how competitive he is. And all that statistically is wrapped into the PGA.
Yep.
So I think this has more to do with Tiger, the guy, wanting to break that, not Tiger, the guy, going like, I want to be loyal to the PGA.
Yep.
Yeah.
So what is how far back is he from breaking that record?
Like three majors. I think he has 14 or 15. The record is 17.
Is he getting that, bro? I don't think so.
Probably not. I don't think so either. I think he hasn't been the same. I mean, I know he's 2 years removed or whatever from winning that Masters, but I don't know. And maybe this helps. These guys all leave to the live tour. He has less competition. And then the thing I don't like about him criticizing these guys is like, yeah, you made your money because you're Tiger Woods and you did that. Like, some of these other guys don't have a chance at getting 50 mil, 100 mil or whatever, and they go join this tour. Like, that's a lot of money. And it's easy for him to be like this, like, play the whole morality thing and all that now. Yeah. But and
I think even with him, not only was he a great player, but because he was black in a predominantly white sport, like, that played into his favor.
Absolutely, and it introduced an entirely new. Because I can tell you right now, unequivocally, if Tiger Woods didn't play golf, I probably wouldn't.
Yeah,
because seeing someone like Tiger Woods play golf is the only reason I took any interest in golf. Was like I would watch it or whatever, and I was like, oh shit, I want to try that.
Yeah,
but without Tiger Woods, I think a lot of minorities of us wouldn't play golf.
Dude, my father would not. He only watched golf when Tiger was playing.
Yeah, same. I mean, I've turned it on, but I'm literally like, I want to see what he's gonna do. So, and I'm watching on a Sunday, and I want to know that Tiger's at least in contention that Sunday. Like, I don't care about it otherwise. So, he changed the sport. He did it. So I think it's easy. I don't like when him or like any of these other guys criticize the people taking the live money, because it's like, yeah, bro, you have generational wealth. These guys don't have the same opportunity you do. Like, if you're in the PGA and you're making $4 million a year, and these guys come up to you and they offer you 20, and you're going, shit, I'm 20 something years old, I can go get 20 million from these guys, like, yearly or whatever it is. Like, everyone would take that in a heartbeat, because again, you can, that's generational wealth. Like, it's not. So I hate when these guys in a position that they can turn down these offers criticize the guys who take them on. Like, I don't like it. But
yeah, Tiger, go to hell.
Also, I think it goes to show too, we as a society, bro, as these Saudi guys have been like building these like leagues and doing all this shit, we're like, y'all right, yo, we shouldn't let women drive. And then we forgive everything, bro. All the human rights violations, all the stuff. We're like, what y'all doing? You starting a golf league?
How much y'all paying?
Y'all might be on to something.
I'm in.
Yeah. What journalists are you murdering over there? Probably deserved it. We're real forgiving about human rights violations when it comes to money, bro. Dude. It's the same reason like we all buy Apple shit, and then everybody sweeps under the rug the whole like child labor shit, or like where they catch them in these factories. And
dude, if it benefits us, man, it's just even going back to the Deshaun Watson thing, right? Like, it's if the athlete helps your team win, you'll forget about the transgressions real quick.
Oh yeah, bro. Deshaun Watson, he should have started an OnlyFans with massage therapist themed. We'd be like, yo, Deshaun Watson's a wild boy. Ooh, $4.99 a month. Subscribe.
Yeah, how we doing on time?
Bro, it's an hour 4.
God
almost
damn
an
it.
hour 5. Yo, we rolling through this. Let's go.
All right, man.
What you got?
Give me. I know you. Give me something. Give me something to close off with, man.
Ooh, what we want to close with, bro? I mean, do I want to touch on this? Yo, actually, do we want to talk about monkeypox, bro?
Oh, okay.
This shit is wild. Oh, do you want to talk about Spazz? Because the Spazz is gonna get passionate. Have you heard this shit?
No.
We gonna talk about Spazz.
All right,
Fuck
do it.
So Spazz. So the word Spazz, you know, like spazzing out.
Yeah.
It's been like a wigging out thing, or like a so. Lizzo had to remove the word spaz from her song because evidently spaz is offensive to a certain community of disabled people who have like spastic whatever. So Lizzo did it a few months back, and now Beyonce, who dropped an album on Friday, and she has a song that she co-wrote with Drake. In the song, she has things like spazzing out, blah, 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 whatever. She says it a couple times. She's basically going to go back and change the lyric too and re-release a song because this group is offended by the word spaz.
Fuck,
Bro.
man.
Where do you draw the line on what words do you remove from stuff like?
Dude, I would say, you know, I'm coming off the heels of watching the Andrew Schultz special,
Yeah.
where he, for those of you who didn't hear the I think 2 podcasts ago, we probably talked about this, but Andrew Schultz, comedian, came out with a special essentially, and it's like $15. You buy it, you go to the website, you buy it, and it's just sort of yours forever. But the reason he did that was because he was working with a streaming service who asked him to take content out. He refused and instead offered to buy it back. Paid a few $1 million to buy it back, bet on himself, released it, and I think as of last week, I don't know about now, the numbers are now, as of last week, he made, 3 times the
Yeah,
amount?
he tripled his money.
Yeah.
Which we don't know what the offer was from the streaming service,
Right.
but he still won as
Right.
far as like he made money, tripled his money, like you
Right.
said. Yeah.
He still made money. And so I'm looking at that example now and going, you have to be able to put the content out and allow people to make the decision, not these corporations. If people are offended by it, it'll show in the sales.
Yep.
And you like, man, like you don't have to baby the population. It's like, put it out there, and if it's offensive, guess what? Like eventually you might just go away.
Yeah,
Just
the
keep
people
putting out.
will decide.
Yes.
The people will decide like we do with everything else. And like I look at this like, yo, what did you is the wig community gonna start getting offended because you use wigging out? And that's offensive because I have a wig.
Gracious,
or
bro.
you like,
Bro, we don't have enough shit to worry about.
we
bro.
don't, man. Life's too comfy, bro. Life's too comfy, so we can't.
And I hate it, bro. Like, I don't want to say it. We need a world war. You know what I mean?
We need
But
a
it's-
reset, bro. Somebody got to like,
It's a
like
like
the
a
power
reset.
grid has to go out. A world war or what? Like I
hate
think we
that
talk
too,
about this all the
bro.
time. Where I go, yo, if tomorrow the power went out and the world got into this reset mode and the grid was knocked out and we don't have access to internet and all this shit, we literally go back to who can hunt, who can raise children, who can, like, we literally go back to the most basics of shit. We don't give a fuck about what I call you, like, is what your pronoun is. None of this shit, like,
None of it.
matters. We just go back to humans trying to survive without these creature comforts that have sort of enabled us to get, to get offended, but I don't even call it offended.
Dude.
Because I feel like we're offended by sport now. Like, it's
Yeah.
sport to be offended.
I think, full disclosure, I think that it's a great place that we're in now, that we can kind of go like, hey, like, we've dealt with these basic necessities of being a human, and now we can tackle other things. But fuck, man, like, it's like everything else. We just take everything too far.
Too far, bro. And then what happens is then we overcorrect and go the opposite direction
Right.
too far. Right? So what's going to happen is at some point we're going to go the opposite way and we're going to super offend everyone because we're going, well, fuck y'all. We've been this way for far too long about everything else. There has to be a space where we can take words and go, yeah, they don't have the same meaning or whatever. Like, it isn't meant to be offensive. It isn't like, you have intent matters, context matters, all this stuff matters.
Absolutely.
And if you remove that, then where do you draw the line there? Like,
Yeah, no.
I just hate this idea that, and I hate that these artists are giving into this, because if you're offended by Beyonce using the word spaz, you were never gonna buy her shit anyway.
Right.
Like, the people who are Beyonce fans are gonna buy it anyway, and they're getting into there and they're twerking out to that and they're doing whatever. Like, they don't give a fuck about her using the word spaz. Neither did Lizzo. Neither did whatever. Like,
And bro, isn't she at the point in her career where she can go, fuck it, I'll release it?
absolutely. So I'm a little.
So
I'm
yeah,
super
just
disappointed by the
Yeah, I
fact
am
that
too,
she would
man.
choose to change it, because,
You need those people in that position to make those kind of decisions.
dude, Eminem still uses the word faggot in raps, and Eminem, right? And because it's Eminem, we used to give him shit. Like, he was the first probably like cancel artist, right? In
Right.
the last like 25 years or whatever. Like, the guy that was like trying to get canceled all the time. But like, Eminem in 2022 still uses that in raps, and we're like, yeah, it's M, it's all right.
Right.
Like,
Dude, when I was a kid, that was common terminology.
it's very common terminology. Like, we used to call each other that.
Yes,
like, all the
yes.
time. It was like saying bro. Like, and that's not to defend it or say that you can use it, but
right.
the intent matters, right? Like, if I call you that, like, it doesn't mean I'm a homophobe, or doesn't, you know, like,
Right.
it's just nuts, man. Like, I've had people call me a spick in a joking matter, or whatever, like wetback or whatever the fuck you think for Latinos, like, in a joking way. And bro, I have so much other shit to worry about that a joke like that is the least thing on my mind, where I'm like, and maybe granted, I like to fuck around and use a lot of that shit
Yeah.
too. So, but I don't know, man. I just feel like you don't have enough to worry about if words still like drive you this crazy or
Yeah,
offend you.
that's
or
what it
whatever.
is,
Like,
bro.
Yeah, you just don't have enough to worry about, man.
All right, man. And on that, tell them where they can find us.
Listen, if you're not already following us at the Carbon Foot Podcast on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, on Facebook, make sure you like, subscribe, leave a review on any of our streaming platforms and on YouTube. So Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, TuneIn, Amazon Music, JioSaavn, Ghana, Podchaser, Pocket Cast, TuneIn, all of them. I'm gonna miss some, so just go on there. If we're not on one of your favorite streaming platforms, you need to get on a better
Ask your
service,
Alexa,
'cause, yeah.
she know about us.
you know about us. So yeah, get on and get with the program. Welcome to 2022. We're on everything. If you're on YouTube, hit the little like button. It should be like over here somewhere. Hit subscribe, turn on your notifications. And then leave comments, man. Like, I don't get enough in there. Like, if we suck, or I'm annoying, or I talk too much, or we don't post enough of whatever, or talk too much about whatever, like, tell us. Like, we want to know. So this is only as good as like the people that listen all the time.
Absolutely,
So,
man.
yeah.
We're not offended. So
Not at all.
Don't worry about that. And as always, we appreciate you guys. Thank you for everything. The comments that are left. Definitely try the BBG.
Yes.
This is for the fellas and the ladies.
Yes,
Absolutely. And we will see you next week.
See you next week.
Peace.
Peace.